What's up, guys? Right here at Spirit Halloween in Butler County, PA. This store must just be opening because the guy is putting up the sign right now. This place was actually kind of hard to find. The directions sent me back that way, up towards like a Home Goods or something. So if you're looking for it, here it is right down here. You have to go around to the back and there's like a drive that comes down here. Or you can come off Freedom Road. All right, guys, let's go inside and see what they got. The doors are wide open. Let's check it out. Just like always, we have Jack the Reaper and the Crypt Countess in the front. We'll go ahead and take a look at him. Hello. Is Jack silent? It sounds like he's singing the music that's playing overhead, but I have to talk over the music so I don't get a copyright strike. Let's go over to the Crypt Countess. Countess, I keep saying her incorrectly. She is not set up, but she has some awesome yellow eyes. Look at those eyes. That is crazy. We'll go around here and see if any of these guys are set up. They must just be getting everything. Ooh, look at those window clings. We'll take a look at those in a minute. Here is Bullseye. Hopefully he's loud enough to drown out the music, and he's kind of quiet. Not really. My grandma can throw better than you. That's hilarious. Valak is here. Let's see if she's set up. Her sensor's not even connected, and she doesn't have a step pad. They must just be getting this store set up. They're kind of slacking. Nothing set up here. I wonder what's going to go there with the emergency push button. That's okay. We'll go right on over here to Headcase Harry. He is usually over in that spot. Hello, Headcase Harry. Let's see if he will work. Yes, he's working, and he is nice and loud.
And fleeting. Yes, darkness always lurks behind. A stark contrast indeed.
He is awesome. Love that blood stain, and I love how he has some candy in his hand, like you go to grab it and he's gonna stab you.
With a sweet light while it lasts, the shadow.
He is spooky. Wow, that's a long quote too. Alright, and then we have Mr. Sinister Strawman. Is he working? Hopefully. Maybe not. Oh my goodness, this place is kind of slacking. We'll go on over here to Trick or Treat Pete, one of my favorites for 2025. Love that. He's awesome. I have him. And then Mr. Owl. Here he is. Oh my gosh. His wing is broken. What is up with this store? It's like this store got attacked by the monsters at night. He's flapping one wing. Sorry, Mr. Owl. Alright, the jumping spider. Let's see if he will work. Hello, Mr. Jumping Spider. Perhaps? No? Oh my goodness. This store is going to go down in history as one of the worst, maybe. Here's the fire demon. Will he work? Oh my gosh, what was that? I have come for you. His arms are opened up wide, so those aren't working. We actually heard a little mechanism in there click when he tried to work. Okay, good to see you, Mr. Fire Demon, even though you're broken. Here's Monkey Business. Will he work? Let's see. He's doing his little whistle. He has this one animation where it's quiet until you can hear his little whistle there, and then maybe he'll open up? Maybe not. Oh my gosh. Yes, he did. I do love him, but that one is the weirdest animation because it's so quiet and you don't know if it's going to work or not, and it's easy to just go to walk away and then boom, you get spooked from him. Here's Backbend Bonnie. Is she going to crackle and back up for us? Yes, she is, and she's turned up nice and loud. Good to see her. Love the crackling sounds. We will not forget to go inside of the awesome train this time. Here we are. Live wires and everything. Let's see if it works. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, wait a minute. This one's backwards. So when you go to slow down, the power goes up and that thing vibrates. I love that. Zombie. What's he called? What is he called? Raccoon. Zombie raccoon. A couple of zombie flies. And they have the hanging rat, but she is not hung up behind Backbend Bonnie. There's Backbend Bonnie crackling again. And then the possum. Who else do we have in here? All of our usual friends in the train ISE. Here's the electrified corpse. Is he on the step pad? Yes. Gotta love the electrified corpse. He is a pretty cool prop, and he's pretty cheap too. And here is the sitting scarecrow. I wonder if they have him on the step pad or if they have him where you have to sit next to him. I think you have to sit next to him. Okay, we'll go ahead and sit next to him. And then when you stand up, maybe not. He's not set up this time. This store is weird. Some things are not set up and some are. Here's the rat. He was already squeaking, so he must be on motion unless he's just set up to automatically keep going. There he goes. Creepy hands. I like him a lot. My dad bought him and I did set him up. Let's see what animatronics they have on the floor for sale. This store does have the exit right there and a bunch of dummy props here, I guess just to fill this spot so it's not empty. They have a ringmaster here. Sweet. He was pretty good last year, but he looks best in the dark. $330. He has a projector on his chest, so it has to be dark for you to see that really well. They have a giant death ray here, but boy, look at that box. It is destroyed. They have a couple over here. They have Jack the Reaper, Twisted Grandma, Crypt Countess. I have to get that correct. Countess. Fire Demon is here. They have a Night Owl, more Twisted Grandma. There's the Jack the Reaper right there. If you want him, he is here. And they have 2 Backbend Bonnie, $180 for her. And they have a Sinister Strawman here and 3 Cerberus. And look at this, 2 Bullseye, 2 Face Teddy. They have a couple of him. I wonder why they didn't set him up in that empty spot up front. And they have the Fogging Pumpkin Pile. It's brand new for 2025. Hooks up to a fog machine. $100. I want that so bad. And they have 2 of them. Let's see if they have the tied up Chucky doll. Yes, they do, guys. If you want him, he is here. They have 1 tied up Chucky doll. His box is bent and broken a little bit, though. That is a shame. But he is still here. He is still cool. He's $100. And you know what? Just for you guys, we're going to try to tuck him back here and hide him. So if somebody wants him, they're going to have to go through Glenda first. Bunch of Annabelle, a bunch more of these regular Chuckies. Looks like they're still setting up. They have a lot of empty spaces, but look how many side steppers they have. And wait a minute, before we go through those guys, they have the Killer Clowns from Outer Space popcorn gun, and I love it. I want it so bad. I wanted to get it last year and I didn't get it. I think that popcorn pops whenever you pull the trigger, but I could be wrong. He is 100 doll hairs. Not too bad. Here's another item we've seen last year quite a bit. The Pennywise statue. There he is. Super spooky and awesome. Let's see if he works. Yes! He has some quotes. That is so cool. Pretty sure he's like 90 bucks. Let's see. Yeah, $90. There's a Chucky greeter. I actually really want that one. All right, let's look at the side steppers. We got Chucky, a bunch of him. Let's get him going. We won't do all of them at the same time this time. He is $33. Michael Myers. Always a favorite. They have 1 ghost face here. And his hand is not broken this time. I've seen a lot of them with the broken hands where the knife is just hanging there all limp. And all these seem to be about $33. Last store we looked at some of the string lights, and here's some It Pennywise string lights. Pretty cool. Let's see if they work. And no, they don't. They need some batteries. But they do have all the planters here, and look at this. They have a Glenn. He is $18. Then there's Ghostface, also $18. And they have the Terrifier. And they have these ones with plants. Here's the Chucky. We actually haven't seen him in a few stores. But there he is with his light up knife. He is awesome. And looky here, we have some new things. It Chapter 2 Pennywise and Ghostface, and it says lights up. Let's see if we can get it to work. Actually, it's already set to on and it's not working. That feels like real glass. That is glass. And look, there's a knife on the top of that one and Georgie's boat on top of it. We'll go look at the inflatables and the babies and stuff, but first they do have the night lights here. I love those. The heart and the bat, and then they have the pumpkin sun catcher. I just saw these for the first time the other day and I love those. I always check out the signs, and good thing I did because they have a Mars Attacks sign with the UFO. I love that so much. I really want to get it, but I shouldn't. It is $60, but it is the coolest light I've ever seen. Besides that one, the Killer Clowns from Outer Space cotton candy gun. I love that. Mars Attacks and Killer Clowns from Outer Space are awesome movies for the Halloween time. There's Oogie Boogie. Here's the lollipop from Trick or Treat and the neon LED wings on the ghost. We're going to take a look at the mask while we're waiting for people to clear out of the horror baby section because we are still looking for that Jason mask. There's the Yeti mask. We saw that for the first time the other day. He is super cool and super freaky, very realistic. He is $70. I see a Jason mask down there, but I am not. So wait a minute, here's a Young He mask. Yes, that one is $15, not too bad. Oh, look at this, there's a Vecna mask down here. I think we saw that one last year, but no new Jason mask. We'll keep an eye out for it. I am so surprised with how, oh my gosh, look at this. The Peekaboo baby is going nuts right now. That is crazy. Right next to Gutsy Gwen, having her little pumpkin gut snack. And they have the teddy bear here. How awesome. He is $37, and I've only found him once, I think. I want it so bad, but I really shouldn't buy it. I've bought too many things already. Look at the wounds on him. Sharp claws. You can see bones. He is super scary. The stitching. I love that. I'd love to get it for my daughter. There's Scheming Sally. We have this guy clobbering Claude. Let's see if he will work. Will you clobber us? Yes, he is working. Love the eyes on that too, the red eyes. They have the crawling baby up there. We're not going to press the button on her unless, yes, we did find one down here. Let's go ahead and get her going first. There she goes, the crawling baby. That is so freaky. I love the zombie babies. Okay, then they have, what's her name? Barbara Wire. She's awesome. Spider Biter Billy, and look at this. I forget what his name is. Slaytime, I think. I don't know what year he came out. We actually don't see him too often. The purple baby. I wish they would make some, oh look, they have Scary Strawberry here too with the glass in his ice cream. I love that that one. He's probably my favorite this year. $50. My favorite besides the teddy bear. I do love that one. I wish they would get some more accessories though. They have the cradles, but they need some more cool things for the babies. I pointed this out at another store, but they do have the Lord Farquaad costumes now from Shrek. That is $60. I saw somebody wearing that on TikTok recently, and it is hilarious. I'd love to see a whole gang of Shrek people. You'd have to do Shrek, Fiona, Lord Farquaad, and Donkey. Yes, they do have Donkey right here for $60. There's even an inflatable Donkey costume somewhere if you can find it. And if I was Shrek, I would definitely get these awesome Shrek slippers. Oh, look, and here's a hat that says My Swamp. That is hilarious. Here's the Jason Friday the 13th section. I wanted to check it out because somebody told me the new mask is here, but I have not found it yet. Here's the Friday the 13th Jason replica mask. That one is $45. We've seen that the past few years. It is a great one, but they do not have any new ones yet. We will not stop looking. Here's an awesome Camp Crystal Lake hat, a bucket hat. I do love that. That is $25. And look at this, the Killer Clown section is pretty well stocked. There's Shorty's Club, and they have a bunch of the cotton candy guns. I did get this one last year, but he's awesome and always worth a try. And one of them is working now. Here's some Megan costumes right here. This is $50. It's actually from Megan 2.0. Comes with the dress, tights, necktie, and the belt. Okay, looking at the Squid Games things, people keep asking me about these costumes. First of all, they have a big empty spot here. I wonder if Young Hee is going to be here eventually. But look at this. They do have numbers, so you can put your own custom number on the patch right there. So you don't have to be 456. You can be whatever you want, and that is $45. But look at this one. X and O. That's not on this one. That one is $50. So this is like the same tracksuit, but with different patches. Track jacket, pants, 2 patches, number sticker sheet, so you can do the numbers on that one too. Someone asked me to look at all this stuff up here. They do have a ton of new things up here in the checkout area. Right now, they actually have the Squid Games key figures up here. Ooh, but look, they have one of the Monopoly Spirit Halloween editions. I got this one last year. $40 for that. I don't think he's gonna be too rare this year. Last year, it was kind of hard to find him. Tons of cool lanyards. I know a lot of people like the lanyards, so let's look at some of these. Army of Darkness right there. There's Kirby. Nightmare Before Christmas. Awesome Mars Attacks lanyard. That's a very cool one. Corpse Bride. Here's a Sonic one. That's pretty cool. And there's a little Sonic thing right there. Oh, look, here's those cats we saw last year. These were in a little display thing. That is too cool. He says meow, and he's got blue eyes. There's a Chucky lanyard. I like that one. Lots of cool lanyards here. There's Deadpool. Oh, there it is. The Nightmare on Elm Street one right there, and it has the Elm Street sign. That is very cool. Up here is where you're going to find these little mini horror babies. Probably the most popular one right now is Art the Clown, and they do have one of him for $15. They've got Pennywise, Ghostface, and Michael Myers right now. You can usually find the Chucky Duckies here, but they don't have any right now. They do have the Solar Bobbleheads, though, and there's Beetlejuice. I don't see him very often. Ooh, there's a Pennywise. I didn't even know that one existed. Very cool. They did a great job painting his face. These are $13 a piece. There's actually 2 of Beetlejuice here. And then there's Freddy, Chucky, and Jason. They are definitely still stocking things. There's some people actually stocking as we speak, but they have plenty of blankets here. I don't see any of the new ones, though, but they do have the new pumpkins. I love those. They have the giant purple spiders. And this one down here is actually kind of hard to find. This guy, Jason, I have him. I bought him like 2 years ago, but he's very hard to find now. One here if you want him. I almost forgot to look at the inflatables, but first they have lots of pathway markers here and plenty of our favorites. Here's the spooky pumpkin pathway markers. The walking monster hand, which is a classic, is going. Oh, look, this guy's going too. I love that one. That one's probably my favorite. But they have the doll heads. Those light up green. I love those. There's the creepy skulls. Those also flash, I think, but that one's out of batteries. They have the burning skulls. Let's see if that one will work. Yes, it does work a little bit. And they have these zombie ones. These ones were new last year. Look at that. I have one of those. I'm going to do a giveaway for them whenever I do my next big giveaway. And they have some of the lanterns. These ones are pumpkins, and these ones are bats. How cool. I think I like the bats best, actually. Oh, they also have the zombie arm pathway markers that have a lantern that does light up and makes some sounds. Okay, let's get some attention over here, but first, 3-piece stacking ghosts. We haven't seen very many of these, but they're awesome. They have little faces on them. That one's winking. That's funny. 3-piece stacking ghosts. This has 3 of them in there, and they lock together to make that stack. This is $20. Not a bad price at all. They have the mini skeleton, the mini jack-o'-lantern, the gargoyle, the wolf, the cat, the jack-o'-lanterns, the animated pumpkin cat. We're seeing a lot of him now. The reapers. They have 1 tombstone here. They have 1 dual mask inflatable here, and they have the hearse and the jack-o'-lantern archways. I have one of those. And I think that's it. There's a foam coffin here. Here's the animated tombstone. We saw this recently, but look at that. The red light with the skeleton shadow. The dead are never truly gone. Very spooky. He is $45. Here's the live wire. I think at the last store, I said something about how I was wondering if they had some longer live wires available soon. So we'll keep our eyes out for that. But there he is, the live wires. That's a great one, and that is 50 doll hairs. Pretty pricey, but he is awesome. And they have the animatronic activation switch with the coin from last year and one of the emergency button ones. I was looking at the critters, and I was thinking, wait a minute, there's one we haven't seen in a long time, and it's the Chupacabra. I haven't seen it since flagship last year. Hopefully we see him at some point, but they have plenty of the other critters, including the snail for $17. I love him. Here's some costumes that people ask me about. The Digital Circus, they have Kane for $50, and right down here they have Jax and they have Pomni. Both of them are also $50. Somebody said there was going to be a new one. I'll keep my eye out for it. But from Skivity, they also have for $35 Speaker Man, and there's the inflatable Skivity toilet. I know a lot of people don't like him, but here's this one, the Speaker Man. Get a closer look at his face there. Jumpsuit, mask, and gloves with that guy. Oh, look at this. They have the Godzilla Kong New Empire inflatable Godzilla costume. I really like that one. That is $70. This one's child size. I would love to see somebody jumping around in that on Halloween. Let's check out the Spirit Halloween branded costume area. I do see one Nightcrawler animatronic costume. That is $50. I want to see more animatronic costumes. Here's the Glow Reaper. That's pretty cool. And look at the souls down there at the bottom of his hooded robe. That is $37. And look at the glowing. That is cool. That would be really awesome at night. And they have the Skull Reaper here. And we're going to keep our eye out for some more animatronic ones. Hopefully they come out with new ones at some point. Let's see if they have any new Five Nights at Freddy's costumes. I hope they do, but it doesn't look like they do so far. There's the Freddy one right there for $35. And they have Foxy. That one's $35 as well. Montgomery Gator for $45. That's a cool one. And I think that is it so far. I want to see a Nightmare Montgomery Gator. Can we get that? I was curious about this. They do have toddler versions of the Jurassic World dinosaur costumes. Look at the teeth on that. That is too cool. This is 45 doll hairs for a toddler costume. What in the world? But there he is. That is awesome. And what is this from the Addams Family? It's Cousin It. That is a trick-or-treat bucket. How funny. That is $20 from the Addams Family. Alright, and before we go, we'll come back to the window clings that we saw when we first got in here. There's Michael Myers. They've always had that one. $6 a piece. Not too bad. This is an awesome Chucky one. I love that. I want to put a couple of these on my car windows. There's Glenn, Ghostface, a favorite. The Terrifier. That one's going to be a new favorite. And Pennywise. Look how scary that is. His teeth and his eyes. And they have one more over here. One of my favorites, Leatherface.